Alright, so we have a bit of a windy wet day here.
Not wet yet.
Well, it's not wet yet, but
it's gonna be.
It might be.
Hey everyone.
So we're still trying to crack on with our
for as long as we can and start piddling down, and then we'll get out of here.
yeah. Hopefully, show you the sky. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Hi, we are Erica and Davy, an adventurous, slightly crazy couple who has taken on the challenge that is a hurricane-damaged catamaran. We have come so far. Subscribe to our channel to follow our journey. Take a chance. You never know how perfect something may turn out to be.
Alrighty guys, so it looks like I found a bit of a problem within the hardtop here. These bolts have obviously leaked, and we've got water intrusion. You can see, do you see that line? So there's been water intrusion in here. So I'm gonna have to open up this, repair it, and then put it back together. So I'll chuck it on a time lapse, we'll cut it out and see what it looks like.
So this is another reason why this was long overdue. We didn't realize it was rotting from the inside out.
It's only one small section, but looks of it, everything else still good.
But this is where we had the main support for it as well.
This is the main support for the hardtop, and I think it was just one of the bolts from the, like on this one, must have been one or two of the bolts that were going for the solar panels. So what we're actually going to do before we put this back on the boat, once we've got the topside paint on, we'll put a bit of caulking all the way around and around every bolt, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I've cleaned out this section, given it a good sand here. I've let it all dry out and I've given it a wipe down. Actually, I haven't done it. I haven't wiped it down with acetone, so we'll do that in a second. Anyway, I'm just going to explain what I'm doing. I've mixed up some Total Boat epoxy. I've done this one, is slightly thickened. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of thicken. I've also got just some standard mix of epoxy for wetting out. What I'm going to be doing is going to be doing this in layers. So I'm using a piece of Nidacore here in the first, then 2 layers of marine ply. This is 3/4 inch, and that's the level I want to achieve. So this will be the fixing point for the stainless steel. The bigger pad, the idea of that is it's spreading the weight out, and the rest of the areas in here will get filled up with foam tomorrow once all this is set and cured off. So let's give that a clean underneath, and we'll see if we can bang this together. So let's start first with the Nidacore. Just going to give everything just a very quick wetting out as well first. So there's nothing particularly precise about this, just the location. That is the middle of the fixing point just there. This one doesn't actually matter quite so much on the wetting out. It's a surface that's pre-prepared for fiberglass, and I'm actually going to be putting some thickened in here as well. So let's whack some of this in. So when I say thickened epoxy, I'm actually talking about I've added a little bit of what's it called? Thickening agent. It's actually a West system I'm using, like microfibers, something I've got left over from when I was working on the boat in Luberon. It's got bonding strength as well, so this here that does have a slight curvature, this board is going to have to conform to it. So using a bit of thickened, sticking it down like that, it'll actually hold it in place. Once I've got all these layers on, I'll actually put a weight on the top as well. So that's the first one. I've actually pre-marked as well where that center was, because now I've lost it. Move that across. So I've marked it here, here, and across that way, just to make my life that little bit easier. I mean, this fiberglassing, to be honest, it's not exactly a rocket science. It's pretty easy, just step by step. I think the biggest key to it is being prepared. Once you've got your mix ready, just... I'm good under here because of temperature. I've got the shade, there's a little bit of a breeze, it's overcast today, but sometimes epoxies will cure a little bit quicker than you like. I'm using the medium speed from Total Boat, so the medium hardener, and that's pretty good for the weather we've got here in Florida at the minute.
Look at you go.
Busy. I've actually, so while I've done this, talking about being prepared, I've actually lined up, which way was it going? I was going that way, that way. I did it the wrong way out. No, I didn't. I'm going to put a little bit more thickened on there because it doesn't feel like it's actually conforming. As I said, there is a slight contour. That's better. That feels a lot better. There we go. Do the same again with that last little bit. This one should be pretty flat.
That's the strongest one, right?
That's the strongest two of these ones. So this gives us somewhere where we can actually, with the hardtop, we're actually going to bolt all the way through. And there'll be a backing plate on the outside. These are the ones also that are going to be in place and lined up, ready for, yeah, you heard it, we're talking sailing parts here now. It is going to be ready to have the, what's it called again?
The Traveler.
The Traveler. I haven't had one for so damn long, I forgot the name of it. For the Traveler. So the Traveler will go through the hardtop. So it's very important that these are bonded nicely together. Do you want to pass me one of those full paint cans?
Yeah, they're returning.
Yep. Pop that on the top.
It's not full.
No, that'll do. Just add a little bit of extra weight so I can walk off and work on something else. Weather forecast say now rain at 2, isn't it?
Just says wind.
Just wind. Oh, wind's alright.
Wind's alright, we can keep going in wind. And it's actually a better temperature too.
Better to work.
So you filled out those holes that you missed yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much...
all the supports are in, all the pads are in, sealed up any little holes, sealed up any bolts, and got the pads in this end as well. And the leaky bolts that were on the end where we had the water intrusion that we got rid of yesterday, I've sealed them back up from the other side as well. I think we'll seal all of them when we flip.
Yep.
Just in case.
So we are using a wax on this board. Oh no.
I missed a few bits. Getting closer. Crackle, crackle, crackle.
Definitely missed a few bits. Damn it. That was supposed to be perfect. Did we do it this time?
Well, I think we've got to our limit anyway, because we're starting to definitely go high spots. So let's hope this looks pretty good, and then we'll probably have to sand and if we have to touch up. But let's see how it goes.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
And to be honest, I think a lot of that is high spots.
Yeah. There's a few little...
Yeah, well, they're easy fixes.
Yeah.
And do that after I've sanded it.
When we're done the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just go around with a little pot. Look how good it looks!
So the foam is in, pretty much as perfect.
In this one?
Yeah, in this one. The foam is in the other one as well, but it's not 100% complete. We've still got a few little dips and divots in the other one. This one's still got a few small ones, but what I want to do first, we're going to lay up one layer of glass on this today, and then tomorrow there's a store actually which does You like the fillets. I'm sure most people know what fillets are, because you're not supposed to lay glass into a straight edge if you want to go up it, because it doesn't like it. So you build a fillet, which is like a curve for the glass to conform to. And there is a consignment store down the road. It's a liquidation consignment. It's actually, I probably should take the camera in there. It's like boat porn. There's every imaginable part you can find in this huge warehouse. But anyway, they've got a load of that stuff. And my plan was to use that on the top of the hardtop to make a rain catchment system, but now I have a different plan for that, which we're going to do in the water. But they would go so easily into the edge with a little thickened epoxy, and to make laying this glass so much better and so much more uniform. But to get it waterproof and to get it going, I think we'll lay out some 1708, just flat, not up the edges, just flat inside. Let that cure overnight, and then we'll go up with a secondary layer tomorrow, which actually conforms to the edges. What do you reckon, babe? All right, let's get this glassed.
So it's all about having the right setup. So we have our table for glass. We're all ready to go. I sound like a weirdo today. So what is the one thing you always complain about when doing glassing?
Scissors.
Scissors.
These ones are good ones. Thanks for the gift, Diary Cat.
Did they give them to you?
Yeah. They bought themselves some new ones, gave me the old ones. I kind of stole them, but they gave them to me.
Thought you weren't going up the edge.
Yeah, but this is the inside edge, which I just want to strengthen, which is where the hardtop joins. I know it doesn't like to go into a 90, but we're going to try anyway. It does go sometimes, just have to work it a bit more. I just want to thicken this edge up. This edge is where it bolts, the hardtop bolts together. So it's the inside edge. It's not the pretty edge.
Abracadabra, wave the wand. If only it were that easy.
If only it was that easy, now we've got to wet it out.
Look at that!
Look at that, first layer of glass on.
It's finally starting to look like a hardtop.
Not even sure really if it needs a second layer. I'm gonna sleep on it and see how it cures, see how it looks. I'm definitely gonna be doing some edging anyway, because I want to strengthen these up. And I was thinking with those bits that I talked about before, then it'll probably make it look nicer and give it the strength. But I'm not sure if the whole thing requires another full mat on top of it. But anyway, time will tell, and I'm going to sleep on that one. Yeah, but anyway, that's a good step.
Yeah,
It's
foamed,
it's
glassed.
Foamed, just glassed. Yeah, it hasn't killed me yet.
Not
What doesn't
yet.
kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Alright, it's about the time of day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright guys, see you tomorrow.
Look at that. That fillet went on really nicely, eh?
Yeah. So these are the fillets I think I mentioned yesterday that I was talking about possibly putting in. They're a bit more expensive than I thought, but anyway, they save so much work because making fillets really does take time and you can wait for them to dry and everything else. Whereas these guys have just gone straight in. A bit of thickened epoxy behind them and around if there's any gappages. Some small screws just into the thin layer of glass.
Some gappages.
Gappages, that's my new word of the day. Gappages. It's not a word, is it?
No.
That's fine. So now we can glass around all the way around the outside. This will kick off and
Fairing filler tomorrow.
fair and filler tomorrow. Fair and filler and sanding, and then basically this top is done apart from painting. This part, not that one. Anyways.
It's taken a little bit longer than expected, but not really actually.
Quite a lot. Everything always does. No rest for the wicked. Eric is standing there cracking the whip. Just got the glass all the way around. Everything's still tacky. We're using Total Boat's Total Fair, which is a fairing filler, which is an epoxy based fairing filler. So the fact that this is still tacky means we can start working with it. I've never tried to use this fairing filler on something that's still tacky, so I'm going to mix up a small amount first and see how it goes. If not, we'll wait till tomorrow, sand it, clean it, and then start. But we'll see how it will adhere because it's epoxy to epoxy and it's still tacky. So we definitely haven't got any amber blush or anything to worry about. Yeah, still definitely tacky. So let's just give it a go, shall we? 2-part mix, supposed to just be even amounts, even volumes.
That's a small amount?
Yeah. You seen the size of the surface we're fairing? Way I like to do it is 2 mixing sticks, 1 in each, and keep them separate so they stay wet, they don't combine them, and have a separate one for mixing them together. So when the stuff does kick off, you don't end up having to change mixing sticks every 5 minutes. But this was easier to mix last time I used it because it was warmer.
It's like Play-Doh.
Yeah, but don't give your kids this stuff. You get this all over your furniture, it ain't coming off. See what I mean by a little bit? Alright, I've made my decision. I'm waiting until the morning. I already had an inkling that this was going to happen, but with the build up of this glass, the 1708 is quite thick. I'm going to end up using a lot extra fairing filler, and we don't have unlimited supply of it. So this is going to have to wait till it kicks off, get the sander in there, really try and bevel it off a bit better, and do it in the morning. It's a shame because I thought I could bang some of this out today, but it's going to be a waste of product.
Okay. Alright, hopefully the weather is going to pick back up so we can continue working on the bigger section of the hardtop. It's a miserable gray day again, so we're just trying to crack on as much as possible. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Stay tuned for more.